Assalamu alaikum everybody, how are you all? I hope that you all are doing well. Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel Biology by HR. So a lot of you guys have requested a video on nucleic acid and protein synthesis topical MCQs of paper 1. So I am here with this video on the topical MCQs of AS level biology 9700 paper 1, right? Nucleic acid and protein synthesis. So let us begin with question number 1 over here. Question number 1 over here, which is from October-November 2020, paper 1 to question 20, says that how many hydrogen bonds are holding the two strands of this section of the DNA molecule together? Alright, so basically बिफोर वी बिगिन दिस क्वेश्चन, सो एज़ पर द ट्रेडिशन जिस तरह हम लोग पहले वीडियोस में करते आ रहे हैं, दैट वी फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड द बेसिक्स ऑफ दिस चैप्टर एंड देन वी विल मूव ऑन विद दिस क्वेश्चन. सबसे पहले बेसिक्स मैं आप लोगों को बता देती हूँ. इस पूरे चैप्टर की जो बेसिक्स आप लोगों को आनी चाहिए इन ऑर्डर टू सॉल्व दीज MCQs, वो ये है दैट यू मस्ट नो कि हमारे पास DNA एंड RNA आर दी न्यूक्लिक एसिड्स, राइट. डीऑक्सीराइबोन्यूक्लिक एसिड इज़ द DNA and ribose nucleic acid is the RNA. They both are the polynucleotide. Polynucleotide means that they are made up of a lot of nucleotide subunits. अब nucleotide हमारे पास basically क्या होता है? Nucleotide is a structure which is having a pentose sugar. Nucleotide is made up of a pentose sugar, a nitrogenous base and a phosphate group. The numbering starts from the topmost carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The nitrogenous base is on carbon number 2 and the phosphate group is on carbon number 5 always, right. So this is what you have to understand first, right. And then if I talk about the pentose sugar, so pentose sugar can be the deoxyribose sugar as well as it can be the ribose sugar. If the nucleotide is of the DNA, right, DNA is made up of a lot of nucleotides, right. If the nucleotide is of DNA, so the pentose sugar will be deoxyribose sugar. If the nucleotide is of the RNA, RNA is also made up of a lot of nucleotides, right. And if the nucleotide is of RNA, so the sugar would be the pentose sugar would be the ribose sugar, right. So this is what you have to understand for the pentose sugar. Now coming on to the nitrogenous base. For the nitrogenous base, you must understand that there are two types of nitrogenous base. One is the purine and the other one is the pyrimidine. Now the purine bases are the double ring bases, right. Double ring bases are the purine bases and the single ring bases are the pyrimidine bases. This is what I have written over here, that the purine are double ring bases and the pyrimidines are the single ring bases. Now what you have to understand over here is that what are the nitrogenous bases of the purine and what are the nitrogenous bases of the pyrimidine, right. Purine में हमारे पास जो होते हैं, it is adenine and guanine. These two nitrogenous bases are of the purine, and for the pyrimidine we are having thymine, cytosine and uracil. Now we have understand this, ठीक है. अब जो है why I have written thymine and uracil like this, ताकि आप लोगों को याद करने में you guys have it easy to understand and learn it as well. तो मैंने इसको इस तरह से लिखा है. इसमें आपको एक चीज़ जो याद रखनी है, that is one important thing that you guys have to remember over here is that in RNA thymine nucleotide is replaced by the uracil, right. Adenine pairs with the thymine in the DNA, and if the RNA is being made, so adenine will pair with the uracil, right. Thymine is a DNA nucleotide, and uracil is a RNA nucleotide. In RNA you are not going to find thymine, and in DNA you are not going to find the uracil, right. DNA में आप लोगों को एडेनिन के साथ पेयर हुआ हुआ थाइमीन मिलेगा, एंड इन दी RNA you will find uracil instead of the thymine. Guanine pairs with the cytosine. So have a look on के हमारे पास पेयरिंग कैसे होती है. Adenine pairs with the thymine in the DNA or uracil via the hydrogen bonds, right. By the help of the hydrogen bonds, and two hydrogen bonds are used in the pairing of adenine to thymine, right. And for guanine to cytosine, there are three hydrogen bonds which pairs the guanine to the cytosine. So this is the whole lecture for the So this is the part you must understand. So this is the most important, or you can say the high yield part of unit 5, nucleic acid and protein synthesis. These are some of the high yield details you must know in order to solve the MCQs, right? So let's now go and solve the MCQs. Now in the question they were saying that how many hydrogen bonds are holding the two strands of this section of the DNA molecule together. So I already discussed with you guys that adenine is, if it is a DNA molecule, so obviously adenine is paired with the thymine, right? So adenine to thymine, adenine is paired with the thymine by the help of two hydrogen bonds, and guanine is paired with the cytosine GC, yes, cytosine by 3 hydrogen bonds, right? So let's make the bonds. It will come 2 bonds, 2, 1, 2, 3. Adenine is paired with the thymine by 2 bonds, guanine to cytosine by 3 bonds. Similarly, we are going to do for all, and then we are at the end we are going to count them, right? Guanine to cytosine, there are 3, 2, 2, 2. Now let's count them. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So there are a total of 38 bonds. Hence the correct answer over here would be option C. There are 38 total hydrogen bonds that are holding the two strands of these DNA molecules in place, right? So hence the correct answer over here is option C, 38 hydrogen bonds. Moving on to question number 2 over here. Question number 2 over here is from October-November 2020, paper 1-1, question 21. The question over here says that the diagram represents a nucleotide containing cytosine, right? And cytosine हमारे पास कौन सी base थी? Cytosine was a pyrimidine base. They are saying that which statements about this nucleotide are correct. Now they have given us a series of 4 statements and they are asking us that which statements are correct. The carbohydrate could be ribose. Carbohydrate is this pentose sugar. It is this pentose sugar. Adenine, thymine, ATGC, U. We know that only uracil is found in the RNA, right? And thymine is only found in the DNA. Otherwise, adenine, guanine and cytosine, these three are the bases that can be found in either DNA or RNA. These three bases can be found either in the DNA or the RNA. So yes, if it is in the RNA, so it can be ribose sugar as well. The organic base contains the nitrogen. Yes, because this base is a nitrogenous base, as the name is suggesting that it is a nitrogenous base, so obviously it will have it will contain nitrogen. Base pairing occurs with guanine. We know that cytosine always pairs up with the guanine, right? So it is also correct. Cytosine is a purine. No, cytosine is a pyrimidine, right? Look over here, cytosine is coming under the heading of the pyrimidine, right? Cytosine is a pyrimidine, so this is incorrect. It is a pyrimidine. So hence the correct answer over here would be option A. 1, 2 and 3 statements are correct. I hope that you are getting the MCQs. I have tried my level best to extract all the high yield points from the whole lecture of the nucleic acid and protein synthesis and give it to you guys so that you can solve maximum MCQs. इसी तरह हम आगे जितने जैसे जैसे हम क्वेश्चंस करते रहेंगे आई एम गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड यू विद द थ्योरी नॉलेज एज वेल एंड देन वी विल मूव ऑन टू द MCQs. जैसे यहाँ पे द नाइट्रोजनस स्ट्रैंड वाला जो क्वेश्चन है, I will also provide you guys with the theory of it first and then we will be solving these MCQs. I hope that you feel okay with my teaching style and you guys are able to understand what I am trying to explain it to you guys. If you like my teaching style, then do share your thoughts in the comment section below and also do tell that what you want to see next on my channel, right? Which past paper solution, which lecture videos you want to see next on my channel. Your feedback means a lot to me. बाकी आप लोगों को मेरा टीचिंग स्टाइल कैसा लगता है, that I go through the key points first, I go through the high yield points of the chapter first and then I come to the MCQs. आप लोगों को चीज़ें समझ आती हैं नहीं आती हैं, Do tell me in the comment section below. Your feedback means a lot to me. Alright, so now let's move on to question number 3, which is from October-November 2020, paper 1-1, question 22. The question over here says that a section of DNA contains 73 base pairs. So they have given us a total number of 73 base pairs in a section of the DNA. Which row represents the correct number of bases? So basically they are asking us the correct number of bases on each strand of the DNA, right? So they have given us strand number 1 and strand number 2. In strand number 1 there are 29 adenine, and in strand number 2 there are 21 adenine. Basically we have to determine the correct number of the cytosine in strand 1, correct number of cytosine in strand 2, the correct number of guanine and thymine in strand 2. So basically how we are going to solve this, let's discuss. Let's understand that how we are going to solve this. Alright, so now let's understand that how we are going to solve this MCQ. Basically we know that adenine always pairs with the thymine. For example, the adenine in strand 1 is going to pair with the thymine of the strand 2, right? So the total amount of adenine we are having is 29 in strand 1. So the thymine we will be having in the strand 2 will be 29. Why? Because adenine always pairs up with the thymine. So how many thymine we will be having in the strand 2? There will be 29 thymine, right? Similarly, in the strand 2 there are 21 adenine, right? If there are 21 adenine in the strand 2, we know that adenine always pairs up with the thymine. So adenine will pair with the thymine of the strand 1, which means that how many thymine will be there in the strand 1? There will be 21 thymine that will be there in the strand 1. So W is going to be 21 and Z is going to be 29. ठीक है, आंसर अब तो हमें वैसे ही पता चल गया that the answer would be option A, but we are going to solve it further. Now let's talk about the guanine. ठीक है, GC. Guanine, we know that guanine always pairs up with the cytosine. So how many guanine are there in the strand 1? Strand 1, if in this strand, obviously this is the strand 1 for example. If this strand is having 14 guanines, right? So obviously guanine always pairs up with the cytosine. So the strand 2 will be having how many cytosine? The strand 2 will be having 14 cytosine, right? Because there are 14 guanine and guanine always pairs up with the cytosine. So if the strand 1 is having 14 guanine, so the strand 2 will be having 14 cytosine, right? And what about this number? What we are going to do, that we know that the total base pairs are 73 base pairs, right? So we are going to plus 29 plus 14 plus 21. So what is the answer coming? 29 plus 14 plus 21 is equal to 64. So the total base pairs were 73 base pairs, right? Which means that 73 bases would be there in the strand 1 and 73 bases would be there in strand 2, and then they are going to make 73 base pairs. So the total is 73. So we are going to subtract 64 from 73, and the answer that is going to come is 9, right? Which means that how many cytosine are there? There are 9 cytosine. If in the strand 1 there are 9 cytosine, so cytosine always pairs up with the guanine. So in the strand 2 there would be 9 guanine, right? So V is 9, X is 14 and Y is 9. So hence the correct answer for this MCQ would be option A, 9, 21, 14, 9 and 29. So I hope that this MCQ is clear to all of you. This is a very high yield MCQ because इस तरह के बहुत सारे MCQs you are going to encounter in the past papers as well. So if you guys did not understand it, do tell me in the comment section below. वैसे I have tried my level best to explain it to you guys. I hope that this is clear to the majority of the students. If still it is not clear, you can always ask in the comment section below, or you can always contact us. You can contact us through this WhatsApp number which is given in the description of my channel, right? Alright, so now let's move on to question number 4 over here. This question number 4 is from October-November 2020, paper 1-3, question 22. The question over here says that which row represents the correct features of the guanine. We know that we have a purine base and we know that we have a pyrimidine base. The purine base is having 2-ring structure and the pyrimidine is having a 1-ring structure. Purine में हमारे पास क्या आ जाता है? एडेनिन, थायमीन, ग्वानिन एंड साइटोसिन. ठीक है. प्यूरिन में हमारे पास क्या आ जाता है? एडेनिन एंड ग्वानिन. पिरामिडीन में हमारे पास क्या आ जाता है? थायमीन, यूरेसिल एंड साइटोसिन. सो नाउ दे आर आस्किंग अस दैट व्हाट इज़ द करेक्ट फीचर्स ऑफ द ग्वानिन. अच्छा, ये हम लोग बार बार इस चीज़ को डिस्कस करते रहेंगे. सो इंशाल्लाह इट विल बी ऑन योर फिंगर टिप्स और आप लोगों को ये अच्छे से चीज़ याद हो जाएगी. राइट कि प्यूरिन की कौन सी बेसिस होती हैं, विद ring structure is the purine having and what ring structure is the pyrimidine having. So moving on to the question, they were saying that what is the correct feature of the guanine? Has a single ring structure. Yes, guanine is not having a single ring structure. Why? Because guanine is a purine base, right? Guanine is a purine base and purine has double ring structure, right? So this is incorrect. It is a purine base. Yes, guanine is a purine base. Joins its complementary bases via 3 hydrogen bond. Yes, guanine joins with 3 hydrogen bonds with the cytosine, right? It pairs up with the cytosine. Pairs with the thymine? No, it pairs up with the cytosine. So hence the correct answer over here would be option C. Moving on to question number 5 over here. Question number 5 is from May-June 2020, paper 1-1, question 21. Acha, this is again a type of a question we solved above, like this question, question number 3. In these questions, the most important thing for you to identify is the DNA base pairs, right? They are saying that a short piece of DNA, 15 base pairs long, was analyzed to find the number of the nucleotide bases each of the polynucleotide strands. Some of the results are shown below. So they are saying that what are the numbers of the nucleotide bases in strand 1 and strand 2. They have shown the adenine, cytosine, guanine and thymine, right? So how many nucleotides containing guanine were present in strand 1? So basically they are asking us the nucleotides of guanine in the strand 1. So this is what we have to identify. In these type of questions, I already told you the most important thing is the total DNA base pairs. There are a total of 15 DNA base pairs. इसका क्या मतलब होगा? इसका मतलब होगा that you are having 15 bases in strand 1, right? And you are having 15 bases in the strand 2. There will be 15 bases in the strand 1 and there will be 15 bases in the strand 2. So let's try to solve this question. ठीक है, adenine strand 1 and strand 2. So if in the strand 1 we know the number of the thymine over here, right? We know that thymine is 3 in the strand 1. So we know that this thymine in the strand 1 is going to pair up with the adenine of the strand 2 with the 2 hydrogen bonds. So the total number of thymine we are having is 3. So the total number of adenine we will be having in the strand 2 would be 3, right? Then now let's move on to the cytosine, right? Cytosine pairs up with the guanine. Cytosine, if there is cytosine in the strand 1, which is 6, so the cytosine nucleotide bases pairs up with the guanine bases in the strand 2. So if there are 6 cytosine bases in the strand 1, so there will be 6 guanine bases in the strand 2, right? Now they were saying that there are 15 total base pairs, which means that each strand was having 15 bases. So let's determine the number of the cytosine over here. So how we can determine the number of the cytosine base over here? By adding all of the nucleotide bases, 6 plus 4 plus 3, all of the nucleotide bases of the strand 2, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and the total were 15. So 13 minus 15 is 2. So the total cytosine bases in the strand 2 will be 2. And we know that the cytosine in the strand, the cytosine of the strand 2 pairs with the guanine of the strand 1, right? If there are two cytosine in the strand 2, so they will pair with the two guanines of the strand 1. So if there are two cytosine, there will be two guanine in the strand 1. So hence the correct answer over here would be option A, 2 only, right? If I talk about the adenine of the strand 1, so we know that in the strand 2 there are 4 thymines, right? There are 4 thymines and thymine always pairs up with the adenine, right? The thymine always pairs up with the adenine. So if there are 4 thymine in the strand 2, there will be 4 adenine in the strand 1. Okay, they have not asked us about the adenine, but I have just told you so that your concept may be more clear. So I hope that this MCQ is clear to all of you. In this question, they were asking us about how many nucleotides containing guanine are present in the strand 1. So there are 2 nucleotides. I hope that this MCQ is clear to all of you. Let's now quickly have a look at question number 6 over here, which is from February-March 2020, paper 1 to question 22. They are saying that what is correct for the cytosine. So let's discuss that there are the purine bases and then there are the pyrimidine bases. The purine bases are having the double ring structure while the pyrimidine is having a single ring structure. Purine is adenine and guanine, and the pyrimidine bases are thymine, uracil and cytosine. So now they are saying that what is correct for the cytosine over here. Alright, so cytosine has a single ring structure. Yes, cytosine has a single ring structure. Why? Because it is a pyrimidine base and it joins with the guanine. It joins its complementary base with 3 hydrogen bonds. So yes, cytosine pairs up with the guanine via the 3 hydrogen bonds. So hence the correct answer over here would be option A. So while you are solving these past papers, you can appreciate it कि वही सारे points, all of those high yield points which I discussed at the start of the video, all of those concepts are being discussed in these topical MCQs, right? This is the whole crux which I have told you guys for solving majority of the MCQs of the nucleic acids and the protein synthesis. Now let's move on to question number 7 over here. Let me change the color of the pen. Let's select green. Question number 7 over here is from May-June 2020, paper 1-1, question 20. What is correct for the thymine? So thymine has a single ring structure. Yes, thymine is having a single ring structure. Why? Because thymine is a pyrimidine base. So yes, thymine is having a single ring structure and it is a pyrimidine base. It joins its complementary base with 3 hydrogen bonds. No. Thymine joins with the adenine which is its complementary base. Complementary base इसकी क्या है? Adenine है. And it joins with the 2 hydrogen bonds to the thymine, right? Thymine joins with 2 hydrogen bonds with the adenine. So this is incorrect. So the correct answer over here would be option B, right? ये incorrect क्यों है? क्योंकि इधर इन्होंने क्या लिखा हुआ है? 3 hydrogen bonds and the correct is 2 hydrogen bonds. So yeah, I hope that this is clear to all of you. Alright, so we have covered the first 7 MCQs from our worksheet of the nucleic acid and protein synthesis. I know that there are a lot more MCQs to go, but this video is already getting quite long, so I will be ending it here for now. Don't worry though, I will be continuing the remaining questions in the next video. Alright, so make sure to check that video as well. I will be attaching its link in the description below. Right, so that was it for today's class. I hope that you guys found this class helpful, and if you guys did, do consider subscribing this channel, share this video with your friends as well so they can benefit from it, and do tell me in the comment section below that how are you finding these lectures, are they beneficial to you or not. Do remember me in your prayers. Best of luck for your upcoming examinations everyone. Allah Hafiz and take care.